Welcome everyone to another enlightening episode of Healing Pathways, Navigating Transformation with Juanita. I'm your host, Henry Woodcock. Joining me is a transpersonal therapist and founder of Energy Gateways, Juanita Puddifoot. Today we're delving into inner child work.
Thank you, Henry. I'm delighted to be here to share insights into the profound world of inner child work and dissociated selves.
Let's dive right in. Can you explain to our listeners what inner child work entails and how it manifests in our lives?
Certainly. Inner child work revolves around the idea that parts of us split, dissociate or fragment at different ages due to various reasons. This can occur for both positive, wonderful experiences as well as upsetting and traumatic events. For example, some individuals have a fantastic holiday and feel an inner sense of resistance to returning to their homes, their everyday lives, and form a sort of energetic splitting occurs within them. Others can experience dissociation and splitting during upsetting and traumatic events, even to the extent of having the sense of leaving their body and watching the situation from above. For some, they are never the same after this kind of event and live a life of feeling of sort of numbness, dissociation, as if they're watching life from the outside and never really feeling part of it.
Can these fragmented parts impact our sense of belonging and presence in our own lives? How do you identify and address these fragmented parts during therapy sessions?
Well, first of all, we need to explore how the client is feeling, what thoughts they have, and are they experiencing any physical symptoms, including are there any inner or external triggers that make things worse or better. Sometimes it's obvious when the client expresses feelings of not belonging or detachment from their lives, that this can signal potential dissociated parts. By exploring these inner splits, we aim to locate where these fragments reside, whether hidden within the client or in a certain part of the body or attached to specific memories. Because these parts are not a solid thing, but energy, they can be held anywhere inside the body and externally. Part of the exploration is to use dialogue work between the parts to help understand why these parts split, what they are still carrying from the event, what they need to feel safe, and what they need to have to be integrated back into the whole. Integration can take time and may require the client to spend time to do connection exercises in between sessions.
It's intriguing how these dissociated parts can have their own thoughts and feelings, often differing from our present selves. How do you navigate this complexity during therapy?
This is the fascinating aspect of working with these inner parts. After working with clients for many years, it appears that when an individual energetically splits, they are out of alignment with the rest of themselves. They don't feel whole. To give an example, if an individual splits when they are a child, this part can stay semi-separate from the person. So as a person grows into an adult, the split part may stay as a child with different thoughts, different emotions, and may not be aware of the adult self. Or numerous experiences and developments since that event happened can take place, but the inner child is not aware of it. When working with these parts, this is why it's crucial to explore the part's own landscape, so to speak. Where are they from their perspective? Acknowledgement of what they're thinking and feeling. This includes addressing any resistance to integration. What are their fears and worries? Finding out whether they are aware of and can sense the adult self, and whether they're open to being integrated or not. For example, the split part may resist returning if the adult self is still stuck in an unfulfilling job or a particular negative behaviour and lifestyle. It is very much like working with a child and adult that cannot agree on something, and part of the skill is to find out a mutually agreeable way for both parties to come together. And this is where dialogue work helps bridge these differences and facilitate healing and integration.
The concept of time loops and repeating patterns is quite profound. How does inner child work help break these cycles and promote healing?
Well, for instance, think about a person who from a young age, 5 years old, was constantly being told off in one way or another by different people for doing the wrong thing, This could be by family members and at school. This may touch feelings of not being good enough, or feeling useless and feeling unloved and not accepted. Not only can the person be upset about feeling this way, they may unconsciously push away the anger that they feel in response. They feel so angry that they want to physically bite, kick and hurt the person telling them off, but they hold this inside. They may swallow down all the things they really wanted to say. This internal pushing away, swallowing down and holding all of these emotions and thoughts inside can create a split which is literally pushed down somewhere deep, hidden. The person carries on living and is now dissociated from those feelings, and over the years as they grow, they forget about them. So sometimes the location of a split part will be where all these pushed down feelings are stored in the body. Though there are times when the split part and all the emotions and thoughts are fragmented and spread around the person's system like a cobweb of connected energy. The main issue concerning split parts is that these emotions, thoughts and physical impulses were never released and are trapped in a sort of bundle or bubble where everything is repeated and constantly being experienced at a deeper inner level. All of this may be unconsciously happening as the adult has moved on in life. The adult is disconnected and dissociated from these deeply buried splits, even though the energy is looping inside them. When similar events happen in adulthood that touch the same issue from childhood, this sense of being told off, this triggers these hidden splits and all the connected emotions and thoughts start to surface, causing intense, overactive responses to the current situation. DMP is a way to healing and integration of these inner parts of self, and it provides a pathway to healing deep-rooted wounds and breaking free from repetitive patterns. By acknowledging the parts that have been stuck, suppressed, and giving them a voice, this helps the process of integration. We can heal the residual effects of abuse or trauma, liberating ourselves from the grip of past experiences. Exercises between sessions reinforce integration and foster a deeper connection with these inner parts, promoting healing and transformation.
Any final thoughts on inner child for our listeners?
Well, that's interesting. One question I would leave with our listeners is this. Get yourself comfortable, take a bit of time, a few deep breaths, then close your eyes. And be open to the first thoughts, images, feelings that surface when I ask this question. So, if you close your eyes, imagine there is a young child part of you sitting in front of you at this minute. And be open to hearing what would that part be saying to you. Just be open to the first thing that comes to mind. Don't question this internal reaction. And try to acknowledge this part and accept its message.
Thank you, Juanita, for shedding light on the intricacies of inner child work and dissociated cells. It's been an enlightening conversation. Thank you to our listeners for joining us on Healing Pathways Navigating Transformation with Juanita. If today's episode resonated with you, don't hesitate to reach out to Juanita. Her work is transformative and she's here to support you on your journey. Until next time, this is Energy Gateway signing off. Take care. For more detailed information, visit the website energygateways.com or on YouTube search for Energy Gateways with Juanita.